Not the ow now brown cow. Ow now brown cow.
Unique, New York. The Human Torch was denied a bank loan.
All right. All right. Welcome to the first joke mock draft for Working Out for the Weekend. We are in collaboration with At The Spleeze, at thespleeze.com. They're a partner of ours. And yeah, we're just going to start ripping this NFL 2018 mock joke draft.
So basically what we have going on here, if you don't know, is basically we have the draft order, you know, based on trades and everything else of the 2018 NFL draft coming up. And
these are real picks that they're going to pick.
Yeah, I mean, this is our input. If I was this team, this is what I would go with. So
I feel like all these teams need what we picked for them. And I mean, in reality, they do need these things.
Here's what I'm going to say. It wouldn't hurt if these are the picks that they went with.
I mean, we took this pretty seriously too, and I think we made a pretty good draft.
Yeah, I guess we'll wait and see what people have to say, or if, you know, hell, any of the NFL teams decide to go with what we went with in the first round, because I mean, this is a pretty solid first round draft lineup. So, without further ado,
so we have a couple seconds left until the Browns are currently on the clock. In my earpiece currently, that they are deciding. What do you think they're going to do with the first pick here, BD?
You know, you never know what's going to happen from the Browns' war room. You know, it's just one of those things that you typically think that, yeah, whatever comes out of there is going to be wrong. You know, yeah. So unfortunately for whoever this draftee is, you can just pretty much assume that their life is over at this point.
In my earpiece, I am getting that the first pick is in. The first pick is in.
It's
with the first pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Cleveland Browns have selected
Jason Momoa.
Who
many of you may know as Aquaman in the most recent DC film.
What a stunner!
Or you may know him as Khal Drogo from the Game of Thrones. Basically, it seems like what happened here is that with the first overall pick, the Browns have been going with the top talent overall the last couple years, right? They're a pretty pathetic franchise. They just need anyone that can help them out. This year, instead of going with the top football talent, they just went with the manliest of manly men possible.
I mean, Aquaman's pretty manly. Have you seen those videos?
I mean, yeah. Basically, Jason Momoa can throw axes, drink beer, drive a motorcycle, play guitar.
And
is a pretty good-looking dude. Has a great head of hair on him, which is something that can't be said for, you know, necessarily everyone in this room.
Not these days, no.
Yeah. So Jason Momoa, they're going with the top overall talent, period, not football talent. Just going with overall talent. They're going to throw him in some pads, and they're going to see, how he can help the franchise. They're going to put him in, you know, I heard probably number 69. Throw him in a white uniform with an orange helmet. Yeah, 69 is a great number. I'm pretty sure Jason Momoa is going to embrace it. And with that being said, I believe the number 2 pick is coming in from the New York Giants.
From the New York Giants, man, this franchise is in a shit world of fucking controversy.
And Scooch, if I'm not wrong, this is your franchise, right?
This is my team. I was supposed to do an opening rant about how the Browns basically ruined my life and are driving me into a deep depression and alcoholism, because I believe that the Browns will now draft Saquon Barkley at number 1, but this is the actual real draft that we're doing.
Good for you. Because they didn't. They took Jason Momoa instead.
They did. So yeah. I mean, I couldn't believe that the Browns left Barkley still on the board. But in my earbud right now, I'm getting that the Giants pick is in. And with wow, out of left field, the New York Giants have selected John Taffer from Bar Rescue. I did not see this one come.
It makes sense though. It makes sense.
But the Giants didn't even have John Taffer on their big board. What's Gettleman thinking right now? I don't hate it though.
Scooch,
I really don't hate it.
Like I said, you never know what goes on in those war rooms. You just never know what's happening. I mean, the big board is thrown out the window in the last several minutes leading up to a draft pick. So
you know what?
John Taffer, there he is. John Taffer is now a member of the New York Giants, and it seems like he's there in more of a coaching role.
Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, Bar Rescue is a phenomenal show. And he's going to bring maturity and discipline to the Giants. He's going to walk right into that room, and he's going to grab Dave Gettleman right by the nostrils, and he's going to be like, "Listen, little fucker, this is how we're going to fucking do things. There's going to be rats running around like in like the garbage cans and shit, and John Taffer is going to take this franchise and he's going to turn it upside down, and he's going to make it into a winning caliber team like they have been before."
You know what? I can see that because it wasn't too long ago that Eli Manning was beating Tom Brady in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And that's what they're looking to get back to. And all of a sudden, they have the number 2 pick, which on one hand is good, but on the other hand means that you were just absolutely horrendous last season. So
yeah,
if there's anyone that can walk into this franchise and turn it around, yeah, I would go with John Taffer. That's basically what they need at this point.
Yeah, and you really don't want to fuck with John Taffer. When he starts screaming...
You know what? No, absolutely not. I got no part in that. You know, and just getting this now, number 3, the Indianapolis Colts have the 3rd pick of the NFL draft. We're getting a notification that they're going to draft several employees from the Center for Disease Control.
Oh wow, this is a ballsy move.
Yeah, and we're not really sure what's going on. It seems like what they want is an unlimited number of incurable diseases at their disposal, which, you know what?
Okay.
I can see that.
Okay.
I can see that.
You know what? Now that you explained it, I could definitely see that, because don't you remember when Chuck Pagano had the C word?
The C word. Yeah. You know, terrible disease.
Terrible.
Boy, they were good at football that year.
They rallied behind Chucky.
Yeah, they did.
Oh,
they
man.
did.
Double C.
So, you know, you bring in some people that can just, you know, quietly infect some of your staff members with
But they're still going to be good, though.
Yeah. You know, well, we hope so.
Yeah.
We hope so.
Yeah.
Can't promise that.
Oh, wow.
We're dealing with some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
When you're talking about incurable diseases, but it looks like that's the direction the Colts are going. They need motivation from an extrinsic factor, and that's what they're going to go with.
Yeah.
So.
Oh wow. The Browns did not hesitate, and in my earbud, I'm getting that the 4th pick is in right now. The Cleveland Browns with the 4th pick from the Houston Texans have selected, oh man, BD, I don't even know where to go from this one. This is they picked a new team name and new new colors. Did they? No, they can't pick new colors. Okay, it's just a new team name.
Yeah, it looks like they're switching their primary color. They're now going to be the Cleveland Oranges. That's what they've selected in the draft, is that they want to be the Cleveland Oranges and not the Cleveland Browns.
So you said name, so they picked a new team. They picked a new team name.
It looks like they're going to keep the same colors,
but
they're going to have a minor amount of brown.
They're changing their name.
They're going to have a minor amount of brown still, but they're just going to keep the orange helmets, all orange uniforms, and they're just going to call themselves the Oranges. They've realized that brown isn't really much of a part of their franchise anymore, and they're just going to go with orange.
You know what?
So in the first 4 picks, they now have Jason Momoa and a new team name. They are a changed franchise. If there's one thing that you want to do in a draft, if you can change your franchise in a draft, they've done it. They've done it, and this is really electrifying stuff for the city of Cleveland.
You know
really, really electrifying
Can I tell you
stuff.
something? You know what?
Please.
You know what? I don't hate it.
I think it's a great move.
I don't hate it.
Why waste a pick on someone that plays football? Because you've done that for the past 10 years and it hasn't worked out. Just take a new team name.
Yeah, the Browns haven't worked for God knows how many years.
Yeah, since they were good in the 60s? Who knows?
Let's switch it up a little bit.
Somebody deleted their entire franchise, got rid of the Cleveland Browns, then brought them back, and since then they've been terrible.
They basically traded the Browns to the city of Baltimore,
yeah.
And then they won a Super Bowl.
Yep, yeah.
So hey, that's on you, Cleveland Browns. AKA now the Cleveland Oranges.
The Oranges. If you're the Oranges, then I think this is going to be good for the team. And you never know what you can do with Jason Momoa running around somewhere on the field in a Cleveland Orange uniform.
Dual threat. He could be a quarterback, wide receiver. He could throw it to himself.
He may play both sides of the ball. You never know. They may move their stadium near a river now that Aquaman's playing for them.
They might put the whole field underwater.
Yeah, I mean that would really put them at an unfair advantage at that point.
Other teams would be like, I don't know how do we do underwater plays now?
Anything. Yeah. At that point, you just never know. So with the number 5 pick, the Denver Broncos are coming in with it. Wow, it sounds like they're really trying to bolster up their defense, right? The defense was basically what led them to that Super Bowl against the Panthers.
Yeah, and their defense was not that good last year.
No, it wasn't. And even though they had Von Miller, who's still obviously a top-performing linebacker, it seems like the linebacker position is how they want to bolster around their defense.
Correct.
And, Von Miller basically dragged Peyton Manning's corpse across the Super Bowl end zone.
Papa John's corpse.
To give Peyton Manning his career-ending Super Bowl. But yeah, it looks like the Browns are going to go with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. And this is an interesting move because he did play linebacker in college.
He did.
He could be an on-the-field asset.
Yeah, and the Denver Broncos war room erupted. We are currently looking at video footage right now of the war room, and when Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was still on the board at number 5, it was just complete pandemonium in the war room.
They're ecstatic.
I just can't. I mean, he was in Jumanji. You drafted the guy that just saved the planet.
So, this guy...
And he saves the planet in every movie.
This guy was a college linebacker. This guy has now gone through what some people could not even fathom. What has he done? He has been in San Andreas. He's currently doing San Andreas 2, where he's saving the world apparently multiple times from the Earth itself. He's been in Jumanji.
He's been Ballers.
He's been in Ballers. He's been an agent, so he knows the NFL game.
Yeah.
And it seems like he's ready to make that transition back onto the playing field.
Have you seen his workout videos?
I've seen them. They're pretty good. That guy knows how to manage his nutrition so that he can get messed up on the weekends.
Wow. This is a stunning pick with the 6th pick right now. I cannot. I'm stunned. I'm going to read this. The New York Jets
at the number 6 overall pick
have selected Vinny Testaverde. Whoa! What the fuck? Oh my God!
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe Vinny Testaverde has played for the Jets before.
Yeah.
So he's been out of the game so long that he's now draft eligible again.
Bowles is bringing out all the stops.
Yeah, and
they're going all in.
The New York Jets are so desperate for a quarterback that they are reaching for the last thing that brought them any kind of namesake whatsoever. And that is Vinny Testaverde.
Apparently in my earbud right now, I'm hearing that he's going to get Kirk Cousins money. He's going to get
So he's in.
He might be getting $55 million guaranteed.
That's it. That's it. Vinny Testaverde is going to be your quarterback for the New York Jets come the 2018 season.
You know what? I'm a Giants fan, and I don't like the Jets, but I think I just started to like the Jets a little bit more again.
Listen, as with every draft, if you invest in a quarterback that can change your franchise, you just never know where it can go from there.
I feel like he's had some time to recoup, and he's watched a lot of film. I feel like
he's had plenty of time to watch film. Listen, if he's been gone so long that he's draft eligible again, then I think he's watched a good amount of film.
Yeah, he's gonna bring it.
So with the number 7 pick, it's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are on the board right now. And it sounds like they're going to select the entire franchise of Joe's Crab Shack. Wow. And this is a really stunning move because clearly this is not something that can help them on the field immediately. But if you think about it,
it's going to help them.
It is, absolutely. But, they can't put a Joe's Crab Shack on midfield, unfortunately. That would interfere with, the field of play. But Jameis Winston, when he was stealing crab legs, he was a good player.
He was fire.
He was a good player. Nowadays, what do we see him eating?
W's and his fingers? Who eats his fucking fingers?
Yeah, come on. Eating W's, that's just clearly not working out for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
By the way, when he ate the W, they lost that game. So, just saying.
Yeah. Basically, that's how kind of his entire career has gone.
But when he was stealing them crab legs
at Florida State,
he was eating all the W's.
Yeah, when he was stealing crab legs at Florida State, he was a national champion. So it looks like that's what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are trying to bring back is that national championship.
I'm pretty sure out of the first 7 picks, that might be my favorite and most underrated pick right now because they're taking something that is not
not related to football.
Yeah.
You know, it's not immediately going to help the team, but you can see it there. You can see it.
Yeah, I can see it. With the 8th pick, I just got the notification that the Chicago Bears have, oh Jesus, they have selected out of work strippers.
Wow.
For the 8th pick. This I did not. This
just a whole mess load of strippers that no longer have a job.
I did not see this one coming.
You know what? I really didn't either, but wow. You know, based on Mitch Trubisky's recent tweet that he needs more titties.
This
makes sense. This makes sense.
I mean, he's now their franchise quarterback, and he needs.
You got to invest in the guy.
There has to be titties in the locker room.
Yeah, you got to invest.
You got to have them.
You know what? Those strippers that don't have jobs, number one, I'm sure a bunch of them have kids. So you got to.
And they have titties.
Yeah. Well, number one, they have titties. Yeah, but number two, they have kids. So you're taking care. Number one, you're giving back to Mitch Trubisky, which is what the fans ultimately want.
Yeah.
You're investing. But number two, you're helping out. I mean, a bunch of ladies that may be single moms, and, you know, you're really giving back to them, giving back to the community, really sharing the wealth in Chicago. And that's what you like to see from the Bears franchise.
Yeah. I
they're
don't
willing
hate
to
it.
give back.
I don't hate it. Now that I heard your Mel Kiper Jr. breakdown of the out-of-work titties as the pick, I feel like this is a very strong pick for the Bears, and that this might actually do some good for them. And besides, I think the Chicago Bears are going to be happy. And their whole fan base, they're going to thank us for this.
Why wouldn't they? I mean, like I said, number one, ultimately, they're fans of the football team. They want their quarterback to be happy.
And if he needs titties, then hey, whatever.
Then give him titties. But there's a lot more that goes into it than just the titties.
With the 9th pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the San Francisco 49ers have selected.
Wow. And this is really... this really relates back to working out for the weekend. The San Francisco 49ers have selected Alex Guerrero. If you don't know that name, you should. He is Tom Brady's personal trainer, and he is the guy that was massaging Brady in the video of Tom making out with his son.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen that video, you should go check it out. It's really electrifying.
I liked it.
But furthermore, Guerrero, he was for no reason, not part of the Patriots organization, but he was a big name when it came to talking about the Patriots last year. So, Alex Guerrero is basically Tom Brady's personal guy. He invented the TB12 method, which, if I'm not mistaken, includes not eating strawberries ever.
No strawberries, no coffee.
Because Tom Brady cannot have caffeine, he cannot have strawberries, his body is a temple. It looks like the 49ers, after, getting Jimmy Garoppolo last year.
Richard Sherman last night. This is just ridiculous.
They're going to bring Alex Guerrero to their franchise to help out their quarterback. And it sounds like he's going to work with Jimmy G, to make the JG10 method. So the Niners, again, are just investing in a quarterback that they just got. The JG10 method, we're going to see that book on shelves within months. I can only imagine.
It's going to have to be a New York bestseller.
Absolutely, I can only imagine.
I also believe that I think they're a lock for that division now. I think you should just give them the trophy now.
Absolutely, with what the Seahawks are doing, and that's a power move.
Oh.
Power move by
Beatty,
the 49ers.
Not to cut you off, but quickly, the Oakland Raiders have quickly selected John Gruden's son to be their strength coach.
In the draft. They take a strength coach in the draft.
Wow.
And let's be fair.
I don't think we've ever seen this before.
If you have not seen this man, he is a large human being. He spent time with several NFL teams. I forget exactly who he was with last year, but John Gruden is back.
He was with the Weights last year.
John Gruden is back in the league with the Raiders. And now John Gruden's son, pretty fitting that John Gruden, is going to influence his team to take his own son as their strength coach. But that man is large and clearly knows how to get people big and strong. So, you can't go against that pick.
You can't. But I cannot. I don't think I can believe what I'm about to read you right now. As you know, I'm a Giants fan. But with the 11th pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins have selected Odell Beckham Jr.
Odell Beckham Jr. Now,
I mean, this is a stunning move.
He is a current player for the New York Giants. Now, he missed a lot of last year with an ankle injury.
Yeah, so
maybe that's part of what makes him eligible for the draft again.
Yeah.
We got to think, why would they take OBJ? Actually, you know what? This does kind of fit their mold. Whoever is posting the most embarrassing videos on Twitter, they do tend to be a part of the Dolphins franchise. You look at Laramie Tunsil in the draft. Laramie Tunsil,
that's a legendary gas mask.
Smoking weed out of a gas mask. And who would dare take that in the draft?
The fucking Miami Dolphins.
Miami Dolphins. And then who's on their staff?
Hey, they love drugs.
My man, Ron Forster. Doing
cocaine. Chris Forster. Is it Chris or Ron?
Chris, I'm sorry, you're right, Chris.
Chris?
You know, you never know the offensive line coaches. You never know who they're going to be. Yeah. Staying late at the office one day, whether it's his wife he's talking to or a stripper, no one really knows. But my man is high on cocaine, clearly just snorting a bunch of lines off the desk.
Okay, but we're not going to jump to that many conclusions. We don't know if that was actually weed in his hand, but hey, whatever.
Yeah, but clearly this makes sense that when you draft OBJ, you're going to
want some attention. And the Dolphins are not hiding from attention.
He's got the Twitter video out right now of him trying to get that girl to bang his boy. So it lines up with the Dolphins' morals at this point.
It does. And this is just in
number 12, the 12th overall pick. This makes sense as a franchise. It's coming in. It's coming down the line. The Cincinnati Bengals have the 12th overall pick in the NFL 2018 draft. And they have taken their own head coach, Marvin Lewis, as the first-round selection for the 2018 draft.
Wow.
And this is, stunning. Absolutely stunning.
Before we dive in, I love this pick.
Not only has this man never won them a playoff game, but they just signed him to a new contract.
He was supposed to be fired.
Everyone thought he was going to be fired. They signed him to a new contract, and then in their first round of the draft, they selected him. They doubled down on Marvin Lewis. He gets all of this first round signing bonus. That's really an electric pick. But
hold on, we're getting some more information of why they picked him as the first pick. It says that they want to keep him just under contract, just in general, because they don't want to lose him. So
what you're saying is this cap money they're just going to tack on to the end of his contract because they're that committed.
They're committed
to not winning a playoff game. And that's what they want. That's what they want.
And they're just committed to him.
The city of Cincinnati, they do not want a playoff win. They want to be 10-6 or 9-7 every single season. And Marvin Lewis is their guy. They are committed to that. And you know what? You can't blame them for investing. If they think it's going to help their franchise,
you got to respect them. You got to respect them.
This is coming in. Pick number 13 in the 2018 NFL Draft. The Washington Redskins have selected, folks, believe it or not, they have taken Chad Weinke.
Don't call it a comeback.
Now, if you don't remember Chad Weinke, nobody would blame you. The only reason you would remember him is because of how terrible of an NFL player he was. I specifically remember him in the black Carolina Panthers uniform. Number 1, Chad Weinke.
He was sharp as balls in that.
And I'll tell you what, that man couldn't throw a football to save his life. But it looks like the Redskins want Chad Weinke because they just can't deal with a quarterback that throws for 4,500 yards a season. They're tired of franchise tagging Cousins. And they're sure that even though they've traded for Alex Smith, they're just going to continue franchise tagging Alex Smith. So they really need a franchise quarterback, and that looks like it's going to be Weinke. Yeah. Because anyone that is successful does not fit in with the Washington Redskins franchise.
No, you cannot just keep on being good and throwing TDs and just throwing dimes to all your wide receivers. And you can't do that in the Washington Redskins organization. You need to be a mediocre quarterback, slightly dumb, and you can't be good.
That was the reason Terrell Pryor didn't work out for them last year. Kirk Cousins was too good of a quarterback, threw too accurate of passes.
You like that?
What Terrell Pryor really needs is a guy that can just throw the ball in his general area, and then Pryor can make it happen.
Yeah,
that's how Pryor's going to succeed as a wide receiver, and that's what they're invested in.
Just sling it up
Pryor, not the quarterback. They're invested in Terrell Pryor.
With the 14th pick, the Green Bay Packers have selected a quarterback? Really?
A quarterback.
Wow.
Another quarterback.
Didn't they just trade for a quarterback?
Lamar Jackson from the University of Louisville. And I do believe this is the first pick of this draft that has been projected to go anywhere. Lamar Jackson, I mean, he's a bona fide first-round guy.
He is.
And he finally got picked. And he's the first one. Sam Darnold, Josh Allen, they're not here. They're not here. But Lamar Jackson, the first quarterback of the 2018 NCAA class, he's the first one to go. And actually, you know what? This makes sense. Who do they have? They have Aaron Rodgers as their lead guy.
Aaron Rodgers, they just traded for Deshaun Kaiser.
And they have Brett Hundley. So it looks like really what they need is another black backup quarterback to really fuel that competition behind Aaron Rodgers. They know he's only got a few years left on his contract. And, they just needed a third black quarterback to compete for that job.
They did. They want to give Aaron Rodgers to be worried about Danica, too.
Yeah, I mean, can't fault this pick. It kind of makes sense. No. Why take Sam Darnold or Josh Allen when they're white? And you've got Lamar Jackson, a black quarterback there, just ready to feed right into your system.
Hey, the ceiling's the roof.
That's right.
And now,
with the 15th pick, the Arizona Cardinals, with the 15th pick, this is really a wild pick, folks. We can't really believe this, but they are selecting Dick LeBeau, who recently got cut by the Titans as their defensive coordinator. The Cardinals are picking him up in the draft. And it seems like what they're going for, they've selected him as head coach. So it seems like what they're going for is after Wisenhunt and Arians, they need someone else from the Steelers organization to take over their franchise, retire as a Cardinal after mediocre success.
They might as well just name themselves the Arizona Steelers.
Yeah, I mean, that looks like what's going on. The Titans are out of a defensive coordinator. The Arizona Cardinals have a head coach now in Dick LeBeau, who, he's about 75 at this point, so God only knows when he's going to retire.
I was going to go with 90 or die.
Yeah, that wouldn't be far off at that point. Wouldn't be far off.
No. With the 16th pick, the Baltimore Ravens have selected, oh man, this is going to be some controversy right here. They have selected Aaron Hernandez.
Aaron Hernandez.
Oh, man.
Out of jail. I mean,
where do we go from here?
It seems like they're, Aaron Hernandez. They have selected a man who was in prison, and it seems like the Ravens lawyer staff is in talks with the city of Baltimore to get Aaron Hernandez out of jail to play next year.
Yeah, this is a ballsy move because they had Dennis Pitta as a tight end. He wasn't as dynamic or as tall as Aaron Hernandez, and I feel like this is gonna be a good fit.
You know what? It definitely could be. It seems like thinking about it.
Hold on. I just get notification that Ray Lewis is going to be his tutor.
You know what? That makes sense, and it's all coming full circle now.
Yeah.
But you look at I think this is less about a tight end and more about when
character.
When Ray Lewis retired, the Baltimore franchise went downhill, and you got to think it's because of the people who they had on the team.
Yeah.
Ray Lewis, stand-up guy, acquitted of murder. Aaron Hernandez now. Supposedly, the Baltimore Ravens lawyers are in talks that he's going to be acquitted of his charges that he was previously accused of. So they're bringing him back, and it looks like the Baltimore Ravens, with another murderer on their team, could be ready to turn around their franchise.
Yeah. I feel like this could work out for them. We are just getting word. The 17th pick, the Los Angeles Chargers have selected the entire city of San Diego. Is it San Diego?
San Diego.
Means
a whale's vagina, if I remember right.
You know what?
Or Saint Diego. Maybe it means Saint Diego.
They have drafted the entire city of Saint Diego, And you know
That makes sense. That makes sense. I mean,
you know how I said before that the seafood was my favorite pick? I'm pretty sure that the Los Angeles Chargers drafting the entire city of San Diego might be my most favorite pick in this 2018 NFL draft.
yeah, it makes sense. The Chargers are basically a team where, when they were back in San Diego, they were pretty good. They had some 13-3 seasons. They were
loved.
They were, in the playoffs perennially. And basically, it seems like what they need is their fan base back. And when they moved to LA, they didn't have that.
Yeah, they lost all their spunk.
They had some fans that were used to only cheering for college sports.
Yeah.
And were not worried about an NFL team. So, yeah, they bring the entire city of San Diego into Los Angeles. A little more traffic, but how can it get any worse there?
I mean, it really can. It really can.
Seems like a good pick.
Moving on.
Number 18, the Seattle Seahawks.
Wow. We just got the card.
You can't see anything. You can't see this coming. Nobody can predict this. In a quarterback heavy first round, the Seattle Seahawks have selected Tim Tebow. And we get it. We get it. Why not? Russell Wilson is clearly still interested in baseball, is going to have a chance with the Yankees this year. Why not take another New York baseball prospect to bring to your team and chuck the ball down the field?
I do not hate this one bit.
Tebow's arm couldn't have gotten worse from playing baseball.
No,
if anything, it's gotten better. Absolutely.
And if the Seahawks need him to step up there, I mean, not the Seahawks. If the Mariners need him to step up there, take a couple bats.
There you go. He can do that on his off days.
He's basically like Bo Jackson.
Absolutely. And apparently Russell Wilson's going to be doing the same thing. So they just need both of those guys at their disposal just in case.
Can't believe it.
Number 19, the Dallas Cowboys. First round selection of the 2018 draft. This has to be a first timer. Has to be a first timer. The only person to get selected in the first round twice.
Our second quarterback taken.
Absolutely, in a row. Johnny Manziel going to the Dallas Cowboys after offseason tweets and interviews saying that he is looking to make a comeback. The Dallas Cowboys have taken him in the first round of the draft. And
he has a hoodie.
Fits.
There's a hoodie out.
It fits. It fits. The Cowboys, if there's one thing that they really need more of, it's attention-seeking players with off-the-field issues.
I feel like they don't have that many players that have that many off-field issues. Des Bryant and Ezekiel, they've been pretty quiet.
They've when you draft a guy in the first round and you're looking for them to come in and make an impact on the team and not do anything off the field, those are the kind of guys you're talking about.
Yeah, and Johnny Manziel is the guy for the job. And we're going to keep it rolling because these picks are coming in like fire.
Number 20, the Detroit Lions. Wow, and this is surprising on one hand, yet not on the other. The Detroit Lions with the 20th pick have selected the entire Steel Curtain defense from the 1975 Steelers Super Bowl team.
Wow. Stunner.
Matt Patricia gets hired at the defensive coordinator from the Patriots, gets hired as a head coach. His first head coaching job is in Detroit. And after he gets hired, after he gets selected as the candidate, he gets slaughtered in the Super Bowl. Nick Foles in the Eagles offense puts up 41 points on Matt Patricia's defense. And it seems like, especially after this pick, it really just shook his confidence.
It did. I couldn't believe this pick because usually you could only pick one person. But the Lions, they got the notification from the NFL that this is fine.
A package deal.
This is a package deal.
Deal.
And they drafted the entire defense from the Steel Curtain.
The entire defense, from Mel Blount to Joe Green. They are invested in making sure that this defense can provide the type of support that Matthew Stafford needs.
And we're going to the big board right now, and we could see videos of Joe Green. He could still bench 225 47 times.
Yeah, and he looks good. Mel Blount can still play, and whether or not they can play with the rules that have changed over the past 50 years, nobody will know until they get on the field.
I feel like they're still going to get it.
I guess we'll find out.
They might be good.
Number 21, the 21st pick in the NFL draft. The Buffalo Bills have a selection, and they take, boy, this is going to surprise a lot of people, Kenny Pickett, a quarterback from the University of Pittsburgh. that only played in a handful of games the entire season.
He did beat Miami.
He beat Miami.
Basically single-handed.
After Ben DiNucci was named the starter, led Pitt to a subpar season. Their first miss of a bowl game in a long time. They substituted in Kenny Pickett versus Miami and proved as a dual-threat quarterback that he could beat the number 2 team in the country.
Wait, hold on. Beatty, isn't Kenny Pickett a freshman?
He is as far as I know, a true freshman. At most, he is a redshirt freshman. So not quite sure how he got selected in this draft. But it seems like the Bills talked to the NCAA officials, and they're going to get early release for Kenny Pickett to come to the team. And guess he's going to be behind?
I don't hate it.
After trading Tyrod Taylor, the only quarterback they have left is Nathan Peterman.
He's very good at throwing 5 interceptions in one half.
He is. So if there's one guy that can groom Kenny Pickett to be an NFL quarterback, it's Nathan Peterman.
He is very good. And, oh, my God. This is just getting more ridiculous. We're going to get some music in here real quick. Oh, my God. The Buffalo Bills.
A second pick in a row. They got a trade from the Kansas City Chiefs. This is supposed to be the Chiefs' spot, and the Bills are picking. With this pick, they're taking Ben DiNucci.
With a 22nd pick.
The guy we were just talking about.
Double quarterbacks back to back? What are they thinking?
Here's what they're going to have is 3 Panthers on their quarterback depth chart. They're going to have 3 Panthers. Pitt Panthers, Ben DiNucci, instead of transferring, he was headed to James Madison University. Instead of doing that, he's decided to enter the draft, and the Bills have selected him with the 22nd pick. They think there's nothing better than getting rid of Tyrod Taylor, the one man that could lead them to success. They're going to instead bank on Nathan Peterman to groom these 2 young quarterbacks, all from the same university.
So the Buffalo Panthers have 3 quarterbacks from the University of Pittsburgh, which I don't hate. They love to swing it. They love to swing it down the field.
You know what? If there are any guys that could chuck it into the other team's hands, it's the Pitt Panthers. So why not? Why not go for it?
Yeah, I don't hate this pick at all. With the 23rd pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Los Angeles Rams have selected. I feel like we're seeing like a little theme here.
Seeing double?
The Los Angeles Rams have selected the entire city of St. Louis.
Wow. This is the second time in this draft that we're seeing a team that moved to Los Angeles pick their former city in the first round.
You know what? This is a very underrated pick.
Agreed.
Because they did not want to leave St. Louis.
No, they did not.
I mean, $1 billion. I mean, that's nothing these days.
It's not. And look at the Knicks. The Knicks are worth $3.3 billion.
I mean, just to move $1 billion some dollars. I mean, I really don't think that's a lot. And they're bringing their entire fan base back to Los Angeles.
And that's going to be good. That can do nothing but help them.
No.
They had no fan base in Los Angeles. Los Angeles clearly didn't care about football. We've talked about this already.
And they were good. They were good.
They didn't care about the Chargers. They didn't care about the Rams, and the Rams managed to be okay. But they really had nothing going for them into the playoffs. But now that they have the city of St. Louis and the city of San Diego migrating to Los Angeles, maybe it can help them out.
I basically feel like it's going to be like Rocky, like Rocky and Philly.
Absolutely.
I mean, I think the Rams are back now. The Rams are back.
They're back, especially with their old city behind them. Absolutely.
They are.
Good with pick. The 24th pick, the Carolina Panthers have selected, get this, they've selected Kevin Spacey. Apparently so that he can womanize people with Cam Newton. Wait, hold on. We got our reference wrong. Kevin Spacey was a little boy toucher, not a womanizer.
Yeah.
So with the 25th pick of the NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans
have selected Vince Wilfork.
Wait, and get this.
He just retired.
You got to follow the letters after his name. He's a fullback. They're not even drafting him as a defensive lineman.
He might not get that hurt because he's a big boy.
Listen, they just got rid of DeMarco Murray. Okay, they need another running back. Instead of taking a running back, they take a fullback. But that makes sense. There's only one type of person that can block for a man as big as Derrick Henry.
They're thinking outside the box, and they're thinking Vince Wilfork.
He's
been cooking up that barbecue. He's been eating a shit ton of ribs, and he is ready to block for everybody.
Have you seen Vince Wilfork in the body issue of ESPN? Because he looks like a specimen.
He looks like a fullback. He looks like he's ready to block a tractor trailer for Derrick Henry.
He's ready to fill up some holes and let Derrick Henry get into the end zone. Absolutely.
Couldn't believe that pick. Stunner pick.
And the 26th pick, the Atlanta Falcons.
These are stunning picks after stunning picks. I can't believe what we're reading.
The Atlanta Falcons draft Alabama head coach Nick Saban.
Wait, hold on. From what we are getting in our earpieces, that Nick Saban is going to be a wide receiver coach only for Julio Jones. This is a ballsy move, but I think it might work out because last season Julio Jones in the red zone, he was not very good.
He was, saying not very good is almost a compliment. He was putrid in the red zone.
Yeah.
Over his career, you compare him to guys like Odell Beckham Jr., Antonio Brown, the best receivers in the league, and they all have more red zone receptions than him.
And Julio Jones is bigger.
Yeah. The only kind of touchdown receptions he gets are the long ones when Mohamed Sanu is the quarterback.
Yeah.
So you bring in Nick Saban, his former coach, and have him coach him in the red zone. You know what? Might not be a bad idea.
I'm gonna think at least 50 red zone touchdowns.
Absolutely.
50 red zone
Again,
touchdowns.
you're investing in one player. They have Matt Ryan and Matt Bryant, right? A kicker and a quarterback with basically the same name.
And that's basically all you need.
A recipe for success.
Yeah,
but if you take your best wide receiver and he doesn't produce in the red zone, you need something to handle that.
Yeah.
And it looks like a first-round selection of a college coach can take care of that.
Yeah. That's a solid pick in my mind.
Pick number 27 to the New Orleans Saints. This is, you know what? I don't even know if I can agree with this pick, but
the New Orleans Saints have picked Doug Flutie.
Flutie. And it looks like they're just looking to continue the trend. They've got Drew Brees on contract for 2 more years, and what do they want after that? An old, small quarterback to continue their franchise.
It's been working.
I can't argue with that. It has been working.
Let's get a guy in there that's short, he's small, and could just sling that pigskin all over the field.
Proven success as a quarterback. Why replace what the offensive line knows? They know they can stand up as high as they need to behind Drew Brees. They can do the same thing with Doug Flutie.
Might as well just.
He knows how to throw it over them. So Doug Flutie's going to just basically seamlessly fit into that offense.
He can also get out of the pocket. Drew Brees knows how to get out of the pocket and just sling it.
Yeah, it seems like. Wait, hold on. Breaking news. The Panthers, with the 24th pick, have finally decided, after losing Kevin Spacey because he didn't fit, they're going to go a different direction. And after a frantic discussion in the war room, trying to decide who to go with, they're going to take Conor McGregor. And get this, he's not going to be an on-field asset. He's strictly going to be Cam Newton's fashion consultant.
Oh, wow. This is a very underrated pick.
Agreed. I mean, you go from Kevin Spacey and that was just a blown pick because you just made the wrong connections, which is fine. Kevin Spacey off the board. All of a sudden, the Panthers chime in with Conor McGregor to be Cam Newton's fashion consultant. Can't blame him.
I think this is the first in the NFL draft where a team was like, you know what, we're good for a little bit. We're gonna sit on this and think about it, and then we'll get back to you.
Yeah, and no other team really wants Conor McGregor, so they're not really worried about it. I think it's kind of fine.
Yeah, I think the main reason they took him is because Cam wears a lot of socks with his dress shoes, and in all of McGregor's IG posts, I don't see no socks on those shoes.
You know what? And maybe that's what they're trying to go for, is that they just want Cam wearing less socks.
Yeah, it's all about less socks these days.
With the 28th pick, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Again, another ball-busting pick.
Have selected LeBron James.
LeBron James. It looks like they're just buying into Juju Smith-Schuster's campaign to get LeBron to go from the NBA. He's what? A 4 or 5 time NBA champion. He's an NBA Finals MVP. He's an NBA MVP. He's a scoring leader. He's got all the accolades. They're already compared him to Jordan. Now they want to bring him to a different sport. And Juju says if he can win one Super Bowl with the Steelers next year, he's officially beaten out Bo Jackson for the title of greatest athlete of all time.
I would say greatest person of all time, too.
Agreed. I mean, it's hard to argue with that. It makes sense. And the Steelers, again, buying into one person, what do they need? They've already franchise tagged Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell has backed out of his, claims that he's going to retire, sit out. He's going to play next year. He's just going to miss training camp. They have Juju Smith-Schuster. They have Antonio Brown. They have Ben Roethlisberger for another 3 years. Now that Haley's gone, Ben's probably going to be just slinging it around the field. You put LeBron James at tight end, and all of a sudden, you have an electric weapon. I can guarantee you if he's going to the ground, one knee hits, he's not going to reach across the goal line like Jesse James to be an incompletion. He's just going to go down, roll into the end zone, and it's going to be a touchdown.
I could see him being the Vince Wilfork tight ends.
Absolutely. Absolutely, I can see that. And you know what? Why not, again, invest in your offense in this league? And Juju wants LeBron. The Steelers go after LeBron. There it is.
With the 29th pick in the NFL draft of 2018, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Oh, this is weird. The Jacksonville Jaguars have forgoed their pick. They basically, on the card that I'm reading, it says, nah, we're good. And they are going to use their cap space and purchase more footballs for Blake Bortles.
Wow. I mean, you want to talk about investing.
I mean, they are going hard in on Blake Bortles.
Blake Bortles got, 3 years? 85 million, something like that?
3 years, $54 million. And I could see this turning out to be one of the best value picks in this draft. Because, I mean, he's going to be slinging that. He hasn't had that many footballs in Jacksonville to slang the football like he needs to.
Yeah, I mean, they've clearly been holding him back to this point, and he proved against the Steelers. I mean, look at that 55-yard reception that set them up for the game-winning touchdown within the 10-yard line.
And basically by holding him back, you meant that they didn't have enough footballs.
Exactly.
They didn't have enough footballs.
The only reason to hold a guy like Blake Bortles back from throwing the ball is because he couldn't practice enough.
He did not have enough footballs. Jacksonville's a small market. They're struggling. They need more footballs. Instead of taking all your money and putting it on teal beer, bagels, and buns, you need more teal footballs. You need more teal footballs from to slang it around.
And it looks like that's what they're doing. No first-round pick. No. Basically a gigantic bag of footballs, and Blake Bortles is going to be out there practicing.
Ballsy move, but it might work out for them.
Pick number 30, the Minnesota Vikings. They are going to take, and this makes sense. I mean, they did get slaughtered by Nick Foles and the Eagles, as did many other teams in the playoffs. The underdogs, Nick Foles, took down the Minnesota Vikings, supposedly the best defense in the league, 38-7. And with their first-round pick, the Minnesota Vikings have selected Mike Ditka as their defensive coordinator and the entire 1985 Bears defense.
Bring back the sweaters.
Bring them back because Minnesota has completely sold out on whatever defense they had going after getting slaughtered in the playoffs, and they are going with Ditka and the Bears defense. Ditka!
Hey, Ditka! Apparently, from what we're seeing, all the defense is going to wear sweaters over their jerseys.
Absolutely. Why not? Why wouldn't you? Put them in their element.
You need that good juju.
Absolutely. And you know what? You can't fault them for this. There's only one reason the Vikings didn't win the Super Bowl, and it was because of their defense.
Yeah.
Their defense is what they rode all year, and when it counted, they failed. So bring back a proven defense, stick them in the lineup, you're good to go.
Bring back the sweaters. It was cold in Philly when they played. It's always cold in Minnesota.
Yeah. They are in a dome now. So they were unfortunate to be outside.
True, but there could be a little draft, so, you need some sweaters over those jerseys.
Absolutely.
You need some of them over there.
Get used to playing in some blue and orange sweaters.
Coming in right now, we have a trade. We have our first trade.
Wow, a trade in the draft. Wow. Stunning late first round action. Absolutely stunning.
With the 31st pick, the New England Patriots have traded their first round pick to
Terrell Owens. They've selected Terrell Owens.
And they have traded him
Immediately. Before the pick even got finalized.
to San Francisco for Alex Guerrero. This is a shocking move.
Wow. So you're telling me that the 49ers took Guerrero in the first round. Alex Guerrero, Tom Brady's guy, they selected him. Now Belichick wants him back.
I could. It's from what we're seeing that Belichick has finally read the TB12 book and he bought in to basically everything that him and his BFF Tom Brady. He didn't really believe it, but now he's buying in after finally reading the book because
Spent the offseason buying in.
Yeah, this is a stunner.
So they took exactly what the Niners needed. The Niners need someone for Garoppolo to throw to, and Belichick said, I can't lose Guerrero after this. He didn't see the Guerrero pick coming from the Niners, lost him, had to figure out something to get him back. So he picks up Terrell Owens, a former 49er, sends him back to San Francisco. Absolutely can fit right in, a big target for Jimmy Garoppolo to throw to, and he gets back Alex Guerrero, and Guerrero's going to fit right in, take everyone through the TB12 method, and you just never know what's going to happen with that.
We have some audio. We have some audio right now from Bill Belichick about this trade. Bill, what do you think about this? It was good. I finally read the book, and I wanted him back. Oh wow! That was electric
there's
stuff.
Bill.
Electric stuff from Bill.
There's Bill.
Finally, with the final pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the 32nd pick for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Obviously, the Philadelphia Eagles, because they won the Super Bowl, so they get the last pick in the first round.
I hate that they won the Super Bowl, but they have picked a money pick.
When you say money, couldn't be more specific.
They picked MMG. They picked the Maybach Music Group.
Wow. And you know what?
Why would they do this?
Why not? They're getting everyone back. They have their entire team. They have Foles under contract. They have Wentz under contract.
They just got Michael Bennett.
Absolutely. They're only solidifying what they had left. And you look at the team they had only an injured team limping into the Super Bowl and still won.
And the underdogs. I hate to say because I'm a Giants fan, but, man, they were good.
And you look at what the city of Philadelphia did during that Super Bowl celebration. The cardboard signs that shout "Free Meek Mill."
The Crisco on
the telephone poles. The unfortunate mishaps that Rick Ross has suffered recently. And the city of Philadelphia has just absolutely rallied around these two. And the football team is investing, not in a person, not in a position, but in their city.
The city and the music. They want everybody. They want Wale. They want the dude from BB Mac, or not BB Mac, B2K.
Absolutely.
That dude.
They want all of them. They need Meek Mill. They need Rick Ross. They need their MMG. And they need them all. And that's only going to fuel the city behind the fans, behind this team leading into this 2018 season. And you know what? When we talk about investment as a pick, you can't invest more than in a city.
I can't agree with you more. I don't like the pick because I'm not an Eagles fan, but I think they got some value out of this.
You know what? As long as LeBron James can come out for the Steelers and be hot, then I'm going to be all right with that. So,
yeah. Well,
I guess we'll wait to see what happens.
We'll wait to see.
During this 2018 football year.
That concludes the first round of the 2018 NFL Draft. We thank you for listening. Follow the Splees on Twitter at thesplees.com. And we will see you next year for the 2019 NFL Draft.